Like many radio broadcasters, Chuck Conrad began his career working on the weekends. In Chuck's case, his big break came in 1967 when, while a student at SMU, he began working at KNER in Dallas for the princely sum of $1.25 an hour. From these auspicious beginnings, Chuck went on to serve as chief engineer and later general manager at KSMU, while also holding down a daily air shift. After graduation from SMU, Chuck became involved in the concert sound industry, operating Crossroads Audio with his wife Diane for over 30 years in Dallas. He sold the company in 2000, but retirement didn't agree with Chuck, and he ended up back in the radio business, owning and managing Kilgore stations KZQK and KDOK, which is also simulcast on KZYX in Tyler. Chuck is the founder and executive director of the Texas Broadcast Museum, which is dedicated to preserving broadcast history. In the 9 years that the museum has been open, it has hosted thousands of visitors from around the world, not to mention the Texas Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. Please welcome Chuck Conrad to the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I'm very, very honored to be inducted in the class of 2025. You know, I've been a radio fan most of my life. I've loved microphones. I don't know what the deal is. I just loved microphones. And first time I got a hold of one, I heard myself and I went, oh, I've got to do this. And then we mentioned Tom Perryman a few minutes ago. And Tom has been a mentor for me, or was a mentor for a long, long time. My aunt had a radio program on KGRI in Henderson. My mother was from Henderson. I've been coming to Henderson forever. That's the next town south of here, in case you don't know. And the show was about Rusk County history, which I thought was about as interesting as a bowl of cold oatmeal or something, you know. But I got to meet Tom Perryman, and I got to hang around the radio station. And it got to a point every time I came to visit my aunt, uncle, and grandmother in Henderson, I would go and see Tom and watch him play hillbilly records. So I have to thank him a lot for this. Now, I suspect that the reason that I'm getting this honor is not really because of my radio presence with 3 radio stations in this area, but mostly because of this place. And this place is really unique. I had no idea it was going to get this big, to be perfectly honest with you. It started out, I'd been collecting this stuff. I was in the live sound business along with my wife, Diane, who's back there somewhere or other. And people kept bringing me old pieces of equipment, and I was stashing them away in the attic of this place. We had a big attic. It was about a 13,000 square foot building, and there was enough space. And when we sold the business, the new owners said, you're going to have to get this crap out of here, or we're going to put it in the dumpster and we're going to charge you for the extra dumps. So I started hauling the stuff out to East Texas, where we decided to build a home and live out here, a little simpler life than in Dallas. And one thing led to another. I couldn't believe how much stuff I had there. Every weekend, I had to work for these people for a year, so that was kind of awkward. But every weekend, I would drive a trailer load of stuff out here, and I took pictures of it and put it on the internet. Silly me. The Virtual Museum, I think it was called. And all of a sudden, people started bringing more stuff. And then I was at the post office here in Kilgore one day, and a lady named Chris, who's one of the clerks there, has been there forever, and she knows everyone. Well, this is Kilgore, you know, I mean, let's face it. Anyway, Chris says, you've got to meet this guy, Warren Willard. He's crazier than you are. So I went and saw Warren. Warren's back there in the back. I went and saw Warren, and sure enough, he had stacks of stuff. It was incredible how much stuff, and really cool stuff, too. So we got kind of thinking, and I'm going, well, what happens if I get hit by a bus or something? What's going to happen? What kind of garage sale is my wife going to have, you know, in Chalk Hill, Texas, where we live? Okay, so we decided after a while, you know, it might be a good idea to start a museum, and it'd be a good place where, you know, we could get together with a couple of our friends and play with our toys every Saturday afternoon. Little did we know, it's this. This has grown immensely. I mean, we've been open to the public. We've had this building for about 10 years. This used to be a car dealership, incidentally. You're in the service bay right now. You can just drive in right over there where it says listen and go and get your oil changed. But anyway, we decided, let's start a museum. Why not? What do we have to lose? So one thing led to another, and here we are. And this is your history, guys. This is a really important place. I think it's turned into one of the biggest broadcast museums or radio TV museums in the country. I mean, I'm friends with several of them. I'm even on the board of directors of another one, and they all go, God, I can't believe what you've done. And I have to pinch myself. I know Warren does. I need to thank a whole bunch of people that have made this place happen. One's Dana, there's Warren, Janet's back there, Carly, Phil, Tim, Pete, Joe, Weldon, who's running a camera right now, Dale, Sam, who's running audio over here, Seth, and Brian Black, another friend, and Tom, our newsletter editor. If you don't subscribe to our newsletter editor, go on to our website, which is texasbroadcastmuseum.org or .com, your choice. You can either one goes to the same place, and click on the magazines. We call them mini magazines. They're really, really good, and a guy named Tom Hoare does that for us. We've had all kinds of great volunteers, and this is just, it's really been overwhelming, actually, all the things that have happened in this place. I would ask you to please support this museum, because I think it needs to last longer than me. And we're on the road to be able to do that, but this place is expensive. We have the electric bill from hell. I mean, what do you think? I mean, look at all this stuff, and it's on, and it's working. Especially in the summertime with 9 or 10 air conditioners cranking away, trying to keep it at some reasonable temperature in this barn. But we could use your help, and that could be really simple. It could be just talking about us on the radio. I mean, a lot of you guys are on the radio. Tell your audience, tell them that you had a great time and they ought to come see this. You could buy a T-shirt, you could buy a coffee mug, you could donate money even, you could remember us in your will, anything. Well, if I don't ask, you're not going to give it to us. I know that. But we're in good shape, actually. This place does well, and we do, as you can tell, we do events in here, and that helps pay for things. But like I say, we would like this to last a lot longer. And besides, just think of what kind of garage sale it would be if we closed. I mean, who'd want to move all this stuff? I mean, so anyway, I want to thank you, and I almost said I want to thank the Academy, but I do want to thank the Hall of Fame for recognizing what we've done, and it's a mutual award, really, all the other people. And we get people from out of town that come in here to fix things. Like we had a guy who was fixing the ESPN truck. When we got that thing, that was a horrible wreck. It was awful, and it works now. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind the scenes that make this work. So help us make it work, too, and just remember, this is your history. And thank you very much.